Harry, do come in. Is that sofa comfortable? I can turn it into something else if you like.
Oh, it's fine, thanks.
Okay, good. I'm Aquila. It's very nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too. I'm Harry. I guess you know that. Here's my form. I couldn't remember my ministry ID. Can I send you an owl?
Certainly.
Oh, and 5 galleons, 3 sickles.
Ah, wonderful. Thank you. Would you like some tea?
Sure.
Sugar?
None, thanks.
So, what made you decide to start therapy?
You mean, besides all this?
Oh, besides that.
Well, my wife, Ginny, she was sort of insistent. Well, she's pregnant, you see, pretty far along, actually. In fact, she's at St. Mungo's right now for a checkup. We've been having a lot of arguments lately, and I'm not saying I'm innocent, but I do think she's been blaming me for a lot of things that aren't necessarily my fault.
And what are you hoping to accomplish here?
I guess I just want to understand if I'm missing something. You know, I feel like I've actually been doing better than I have in a long time, and I thought maybe since you're coming at this from an unbiased perspective, you might be able to weigh in on how you see things.
You want me to tell you you're right?
Yes. No, just if I'm right. Well, for example, the big row we had last week, this is the one that finally got me to come here. The whole thing was so frustrating. I could show you in the pensieve.
We don't use the pensieve until later in the process.
Oh, okay.
I'd rather you tell it to me, if that's all right.
Right. Well, last week I agreed to go to this parenting class with Ginny about, pregnancy and babies, and afterwards she saw the notes I had taken and, well, let me back up. When I was a baby, my godfather gave me this toy broomstick for my first birthday, and it was my favourite, and I wanted my kid to have that too, so I bought the best toy broomstick I could find, and then I had this idea to make a little quidditch pitch in the garden where he could play with it, when he gets older, of course.
That sounds like an exciting project.
Yeah, and I wanted to go all out with it. So first I bewitched the goalposts to get taller as he grows up, and then, well, the balls they make for kids, they're not very good, you see, so I decided to make my own. And then Ginny, she's a chaser for the harpies, she got me in contact with the woman who makes all the regulation snitches, and would you believe, she uses a confundus charm to get them to fly so unpredictably.
Interesting.
Well, and then I needed some other...
This all sounds wonderful, but what was the row about?
Right, well, so this class, Ginny saw the notes I had taken, and there were a lot of drawings of goalpost designs, but it's not like I wasn't listening, I can focus better when my hands are doing something. That set her off because I guess she thinks I'm focusing on the wrong things.
What do you mean?
She thinks I'm going overboard with the project. But I think the problem is, her family's very close, so she doesn't understand what it was like growing up alone with the Dursleys. That was my foster family after my parents died. Well, I never had toys of friends, so I just want my kid to have what I never got, or what I only had for a little bit, rather.
I see. Have you explained this to her?
Yeah. I actually feel like I've been in better spirits than I have been for years, which is why I don't understand her reaction to all this. But I guess with the pregnancy and all, the hormones...
Why have you been feeling so positive?
Because of the baby.
You're excited for the baby?
Yeah, it's been exciting, getting everything ready. A bit hectic, but yeah.
What else have you been getting ready?
Well, the Quidditch pitch, and before that his bedroom, or her bedroom. We had a guest bedroom we could have used, but it was too small. Well, at least I thought it was too small. So we extended the house. Have you ever tried to do that? God, it's much more complex magic than you'd think. Charms was never my strong suit, so I've been teaching myself a lot lately. I've also made it so the crib can change dirty diapers on its own. Yeah, that was my mate Ron's idea. I've also enchanted the ceiling to look like the sky. You know, like in Hogwarts. That one was tricky, but can you imagine waking up to that every morning?
It sounds very impressive. When you emphasised that you didn't think that the spare bedroom would be big enough, did Ginny agree?
Did Ginny agree that it was too small? Well, she might not have thought it was the most important thing, but she likes the new bedroom. She definitely agrees it's a step up from the spare one.
I'm just taking notes.
No, she does agree. I just agree more. I grew up in a cupboard under a set of stairs. I don't think it makes me a bad person for wanting my son to have a little breathing room.
Who says it makes you a bad person?
Well, nobody. Ginny just thinks I'm going to spoil him.
Why does she think that?
Well, she thinks it's all a bit much, but, you know, I don't get it. She didn't grow up rich. You'd think she'd want him to have the kind of things she never got.
Have you asked her why she feels this way?
Of course.
And?
Well, neither of us want him to grow up spoiled, but the Quidditch pitch will give us something to bond over. It's not like we're just throwing money at him and leaving him with the nanny.
You keep telling me ways in which the two of you do agree.
Well, that's my point. She has her way of preparing and I have mine, and I like being busy. It's a good distraction.
Distraction from what?
From nothing. It's just giving me something to occupy my mind.
To the neglect of anything else?
I wouldn't say so, no. We still talk plenty.
Would she say so?
So, perhaps we want to talk about different things sometimes, but we do talk.
What does she want to talk about?
Well, not the Quidditch pitch, apparently. You may think it's funny, but she's a professional Quidditch player after all. You'd think she'd be interested.
I can understand how that would be frustrating.
It's borderline hypocritical. Ginny loves Quidditch, and she kept playing through her pregnancy until Aquila told her she absolutely had to stop flying.
But do you know what she wants to talk about?
Well, the baby, obviously. I mean, that's all we ever talk about these days. And she's always talking about her parents and her family, which is great, but what am I supposed to say to that?
There's nothing you're supposed to say.
Well, professional advice worth every galleon.
I'm just here to help you sort through your feelings.
Why am I the one in here? She's so worked up about everything and he isn't even born yet. She sees how hard I'm working. Why can't she just trust me? And just because I didn't have parents doesn't mean my ideas don't matter.
Harry, it's very normal to feel anxious or frustrated in such a situation like this. She may have grown up with parents, but you're both doing this for the first time.
Right. Okay. Thanks.
Is there anything else you'd like to address?
No, I've got to get going as well. My free parking's almost up. I had to bring the car. I'm picking up some quaffles way out in Surrey.
Now, give me your ticket. I can fudge that for you.
Oh.
Sorry, didn't you say Ginny is at St Mungo's?
Yeah?
Well, how's she getting home if you have the car?
She'll apparate, obviously.
Are you sure you were paying attention in that class? If pregnant women can't apparate.
Right, what time is it?
It's about 10 to.
I best be off then.
Oh, your ticket.
Oh, right. Thanks. Nice to meet you.
You as well. Happy Christmas. The chosen one.